Hi guys, it's Jess from RAA here with our fourth episode of Rescue Roundtable. It is another solo episode and I do apologise for that. I know it's not the most interesting of updates when it's just me speaking at you, but yeah, Tamsin has had a huge week and so have our other volunteers. So just me. Promise I'll try and get you someone exciting on the next episode. So we're going to jump straight in. Got a lot to cover off on everything that's happened. It's been a fortnight since our last episode. So, yeah, things move pretty quickly in the RAA world, and I think the rescue world in general. Can't pretend that we're the only rescue who's busy. So I wanted to start off with some thank yous. I'm just blown away by the community that we have of, volunteers and supporters and foster carers, because a lot of people say, oh my gosh, RAA, you're achieving great things. And we are, but it's only because of the people who make it possible and help us to raise funds and look after these dogs. And, it's very easy for me to sit behind a computer and, do the administration side of things. But there's a lot of people who dedicate a lot of time and a lot of money into doing the physical looking after of the dogs and fundraising for us. So I have a few specific thank yous. And if you hang around till the end of this podcast, I've got a really, really exciting update for RAA, which can't wait to share with everyone. I just think it's going to be the best thing for remote animal assistance. But let's get through these thank yous. I'm sorry if I forget anyone. The biggest thank you is to Kat and Xanthi. So these ladies have only recently come on board to RAA. They came on as foster carers. And when we asked a few weeks ago who could help run a last-minute sausage sizzle, they put their hands up. A mother and daughter duo, new to the area, and just didn't hesitate, drove an hour and a half down to Cairns to run a sausage sizzle for us a fortnight ago. This week, on the Friday, we had Tara from Bunnings come forward and say, our sausage sizzle group for tomorrow has cancelled. Can you pull something together in 24 hours or less than 24 hours? And we said, well, it all depends on whether we can get volunteers. Put a message out into our volunteer chat and our foster carer chat. And of course, Kat and Xanthi were the first ones to put their hands up and say, yep, we'll be there, which meant that we could at least partner with Adopt Me Kittens. So that's another Cairns-based rescue. They do cats and kittens. So neither of us could really find 4 volunteers, but we could both find enough that if we worked together, then we could run the sizzle. And that's what we did. And by all accounts, it was a great day and we raised money for both of our rescues. So really grateful to Kat and Xanthi for making that happen, as well as Adopt Me Kittens. Kat and Xanthi have signed up for another 2 sausage sizzles in December. So yeah, these ladies are just incredible. It makes such a huge difference for our financial position. Sausage sizzles are the best way for us to raise funds in a short amount of time. It's just phenomenal, the outcome of these sizzles. I think generally we raise over $2,000 per sizzle. So for Saturday's sizzle was split half with Adopt Me Kittens, but still $1,000 raised by the team of volunteers. It's just phenomenal. Also have to thank Wendy, who came along on Saturday and helped out. She was a very last-minute addition to the team, saw that we needed a hand, and morning of, when we said, yes, we still need a hand, can you come? She just said, no worries, see you there soon, and yeah, really helped out. So thank you, Wendy. Who else do I need to thank? Sorry, just looking at my notes, or else I'll definitely forget people. We had a whole bunch of people help us with onions. It's always the hardest part of organising a sausage sizzle, I can barely say it, is the onions. So thank you to Miriam, Kim, Ross and Kylie and Shelby, who all helped with the onions. Just an incredible effort. It's everyone's least favourite job, and you guys just smashed it and just made the day possible. So thank you. We also ran a sizzle at the Atherton Bunnings too. So a massive thank you to Brian, Chrissy, and the 2 Andreas, Andrea Randall and Andrea, our RAA lady, for all your efforts in making that possible. That was so simple from RAA side of things. We just left it all to you guys. You put your hands up and you made it happen. And again, a fantastic fundraising outcome. So thank you. And also Mirinda, who helped with the Atherton one on the day. massive thank you to Bunnings for these opportunities. It is incredible what they do, really giving, and the Portsmouth Bunnings donated all of the sausages and the bread and some other supplies for the Saturday sizzle, just because it was so last minute and they wanted someone to cover the spot. They really helped us out with those donations. And yeah, just Bunnings are such an incredible support to community groups, letting us run adoption events, cupcake stalls, the sausage sizzles and other fundraising activities. They're just fantastic. Cannot thank them enough. A massive thank you goes to Az, who is a member of our management team and a volunteer, of course. Volunteers so many hours every single week into RAA. This week was no exception. It was a huge week. Az had to, liaise with a lot of carers, get them their supplies in anticipation of some new arrivals. She was at the vets with Bam Bam, one of her fosters with a skin issue. She collected the mum and the pups from the airport, as well as ended up taking home another dog that night, and had the pups at the vet straight after they arrived late on Friday afternoon, which I'll touch more on. Overnight care of the mum and pups and another dog, and then also had the Innisfail markets on Saturday. And we are just blown away by Az and her dedication to the rescue and her generosity with her time and effort. And no doubt she needed a break today. Definitely was a late night on Friday for her, followed by an early morning cleaning up puppy poo and then straight off to the Innisfail market. So thank you, Az. Also, massive thank you goes to Tamsin. Not only does Tamsin spend every spare minute of her life organising, intakes, vet work, foster carers, everything like that for the dogs, also makes candles for our rescue to sell, which are phenomenal. There's so many different scents, so many different colours. She makes them all to order. So if you want to send our page a message for candles, I believe we have some $25 options, a $35 large, like it's a huge, huge candle. And then also have a deal which is 2 for $40, I believe. Check out some of our previous posts on the page. You'll see some of the amazing candles that Tamsin's made. Send us a message. We can send you all of the colours and scents available and can post those out to you. So fantastic for Christmas presents, and obviously you're helping us to raise money at the same time. Tamsin also ran a Christmas market on the Saturday in Innisfail as well. So the FNQ Handmade Collective is a new shop in Innisfail, and they are generous enough to stock our candles in there. So Tamsin went along on the Saturday night and just helped out in the store talking about our candles, and it was a fantastic opportunity for RAA to be a part of. And then, of course, had the Mission Beach markets today. So on top of all the normal rescue work that Tamsin does, had those events on. We've had so many intakes, so many foster movements, understand that, things happen and some dogs need moving from certain carers to new carers. Things pop up like, carer is unavailable to do vet appointments or something along those lines. So dogs need to be moved. And Tamsin just, makes it happen every time. So thank you, Tamsin. Also need to thank our carers. So obviously our, long-term carers who just take dog after dog after dog and just take everything in their stride and handle everything with ease. And also to the new carers. With so many intakes, we've had a lot of new carers come on board. And for some of them, it hasn't been the easiest experience straight off the bat, which I'll chat about. But yeah, so many new carers joining the team and just making it happen, saving these lives. And it literally is down to these guys saving the lives of the dogs, because without them putting their hand up and saying, yes, I'll look after this dog, we simply couldn't bring them into care. So thank you very much to all of our carers. If you'd like to consider being a foster carer, we have a foster care form on our website. So just go to www.remoteanimalassistance.com, head to the foster tab, and there's an inquiry form, like an expression of interest that you can fill out. All right. So heading onto the dog movements that we've had since our last episode. But we've got lots happening. So Mochi and Milton have meet and greets planned, which is exciting. Coda and Layla are on hold, so they're both heading on to trial, and we're just waiting for their trials to start. But they've both had successful meet and greets. Is on trial. So Peanut is the little blue cattle dog cross who we posted about a few weeks ago. She was really, really thin, her and her siblings, when they came into care. So it's exciting that she's on trial in her forever home. We've had Shadow, Louie, and Jet also head off on trial. So those are fingers crossed for them. It's really exciting. And it's fantastic when we have this kind of momentum with our adoptions, because it means that, we can bring more animals into care without just growing and growing and growing our numbers. So we've had a really successful few weeks. The dogs that have come in since our last episode, I believe I might have spoken about the 2 female dogs from a nearby community in the last episode, maybe not. But they came into care, beautiful girls, and they're settling in with their carer in Mariba. So thank you, Kat and Zethy, for looking after those beautiful girls. We had mama and pups. So a few weeks ago, a mother dog popped up on our radar in a remote community. She was in the pound, had given birth to 8 pups, and just can't thank the animal management officers enough. They really went over and above to look after mum and pups. The fact that all 8 pups survived those few weeks is a testament to that. You can have the best, care in the world for pups and not all of them survive. So clearly mum and the animal management officers did a fantastic job. So those pups were doing really well, healthy, and luckily we were able to work with a carer in community to take on those pups for a night before we could fly them down into Cairns. And one of the pups began to go downhill quite quickly. We did speak with a vet nurse to see what could be going on, but without being able to, look at the pup and run some tests, it's really hard to know. We're just waiting to get them on that flight the next day and straight to the vets. But despite the carer's best efforts, keeping the pup warm, well-fed, hydrated, the pup unfortunately did pass away overnight. She had really runny, watery poos, and we knew there was something serious going on. And so the remaining 7 pups and mum flew into Cairns on Friday afternoon. They went straight off to the vets with Az. And the amazing team at My Pet Hub Red Lynch stayed late. I don't think they finished up there till 7:30, 8 o'clock, looking after these pups and mum. The pups all had coccidia, which is a intestinal parasite. It's not quite a worm. I'm not claiming to be an expert on it, but I believe it's like really, really microscopic type of parasite that breaks down the intestinal lining. And so the pups then leak and lose a lot of their proteins from their intestines. I'm not really sure. Don't quote me on that, but it's a really, really deadly parasite, and there's nothing that you can do for them other than get them to the vet and get this very specific parasite treatment. I believe it has to get tubed straight into their stomach. So the rest of the 7 pups were treated for that. And that's not something that the animal management team could have prevented. Our typical, tick, flea, worm preventatives don't stop coccidia from being transmitted. It's typical in young puppies. It's quite common. It is something that we've had through the rescue and have had have lost pups to in the past. So there's nothing more that the animal management team or the Bamaga carer could have done to save that little girl other than getting her to a vet. So just very fortunate that we could fly the remaining litter down the next day, get them straight to the vet. So thank you, Az and the My Pet Hub team for that. Pups are on the mend. There is one pup who's not doing as well as the others. So she's actually off to the 24/7 emergency vet now, Sunday afternoon. She's got runny poos as well. The virus, it's not a virus, the parasite coccidia, since they've been treated, it is dead. But like I said, it's so damaging to the gut, and these pups can lose a lot of protein. So, it's not surprising that this little girl is still, suffering the consequences of that. But I'm really hoping that she'll pull through with some vet care. So if you would like to donate to her care, we would be really grateful. We've got a lot of surgeries coming up. So obviously, the coccidia treatment for 7 pups is expensive. Their mum also tested positive for heartworm. So I think that's our 6th heartworm positive dog that we've got going through treatment at the moment. It's roughly $1,500 per dog for heartworm treatment, which obviously takes a toll. Basically, for every dog that has heartworm, you need to run a Bunnings sausage sizzle to cover the cost. 24/7 vets aren't cheap either, but that's understandable. They're paying staff and everything on a Sunday, so they've got to charge those sorts of fees to cover their expenses. We're just grateful that they're open and that they provide that service in Cairns. What else have we got going on? We've got little Kira, who potentially needs a surgery on her leg. So that was the puppy with the abscess that we posted about a few weeks ago. Not sure if I mentioned in the last one, but she seemed to be limping. Once she was feeling better and up and about, she had a really bad limp on her front leg. We had originally consulted with the vets and thought it was going to heal on its own, but she started curling her toes under, which is never a good sign. And she's putting weight on her curled under toes. So she's off to the vets again tomorrow to potentially discuss a surgery to correct that. I feel like there's more. There's got to be more. Just can't really remember off the top of my head at the moment. But yeah, we've got a lot of vet work coming up. Olive, that's who it was. So Olive had her CT scan on her nose. She was the girl who was really struggling with her breathing. So a few weeks ago, we did take her back to the vets and they gave her some steroids and antibiotics to really try and settle down whatever was going on and see if it would respond to that. It was better for a few days, but then it did get worse again. So unfortunately, we had to get a CT scan for her, which was over $2,200, but there was just no other options for this girl. And her beautiful carer is hoping to adopt her once we get to the end of, or the bottom of what's going on there. So yeah, it's not a situation where we can just ignore it or really even put her down because we're all so attached to her. She deserves a great life. So yeah, we just figured let's do the CT scan, hopefully see what's going on. And we're just awaiting those results. But no doubt there will be probably some kind of surgery there, likely a specialist surgery just because it is in the nasal area. Quite an unusual type of surgery that's going to be done. So yeah, sorry, got a bit off topic. Lots of vet bills. We also brought in Tashi and Darla, 2 dogs, on the same flight as the mum and pups on Friday. Tashi is a beautiful male dog. He went off to his carers. He slept at Az's on Friday night, went off to his carers on Saturday. Saturday night, last night, he started this really fucking cough in the middle of the night. Is still coughing today and is gagging a bit. So the carer has checked him all over for a tick. Says he's still eating, drinking, doing reasonably well. So we're hoping that he can hold off on a vet visit till tomorrow. But of course, if he goes downhill, we'll get him into the 24/7 emergency vets. And then we've got Darla. So she was a little tan female lady who flew in on Friday. Her amazing foster carer, Chrissy, drove all the way from the Tablelands to the airport to get her. And very lucky Darla is being considered for foster care. So Chrissy's just got to see if Darla's going to meet the requirements of potentially becoming a service dog, which is really exciting. We hope that once she settles in and decompresses that she might start to display all the traits that are needed to tick that box. But yeah, Chrissy's hopeful that she might be a foster family, which is exciting. Next week, we have 3 more female dogs flying in. So thank you to all the new carers who have come on board to help the dogs that we got in on Friday and the 3 new dogs next week. I think that's everything in terms of the dogs. So now onto the exciting development for remote animal assistance. So thanks to the generosity of our business sponsors and those who make regular donations to our charity, we've been able to bring on a development officer to our team. So we've employed a lady. I won't share her name just in case she doesn't want that shared. Hopefully I can introduce her properly in future episodes. But This lady has extensive experience in grant writing, developing projects for charities. We're really, really excited to have her on the team. So she's actually going to be doing over 20 hours a week during the week for remote animal assistance. So she will be monitoring emails and answering phone calls and stuff like that. So you might cross paths with her if you're interacting with us. But her main role as a development officer is to write grant applications, develop projects, really, plan out all the things that we want to achieve as a charity and develop projects that once we secure funding are just ready to go. We can hit the ground running. She's going to liaise with councils, really help to develop those relationships and make councils aware of the services that we offer and the projects that we would love to run in conjunction with them. So we are so excited for this. We just feel like it's going to create monumental change for remote animal assistance. We've always known that just saving the dogs isn't enough. We need to get to the core problem that's causing these issues. And so now that we have someone dedicated to really focusing on, the cause of, the overbreeding and parasite problems and all of those things, we're just so excited to see the change that this is going to bring for remote animal assistance, because it is so hard for us. We've been trying to work on grant applications and everything like that, but as volunteers, it's hard to keep the rescue side ticking over and find the time to sit down and write a grant application and contact councils and have a meeting with them to discuss our projects and everything like that. So I feel, obviously, I'm excited. I hope that our business sponsors and the people who donate to us regularly are also excited. We know that, how do I put this? Some people might be donating money thinking that it's going to go directly into saving a dog or like dogs' lives and stuff like that, which it is. But now that we're sort of directing some of the funds to our development officer's wage, I feel like those who donated with the intention of saving dogs, I think that their money is actually going to be better spent on this lady's wages because of the change that we're going to make with all of these projects that we can now focus on. So, yeah, I hope that everyone is as excited as I am about that development, and I really think that we're going to start to see some momentum in our charity and everything that we can achieve. So, yeah, I hope that I can bring her onto the podcast at some stage and introduce her properly because she is just phenomenal. Yeah, we've really been working a long time towards trying to reach that financial position where we have enough cash flow from business sponsors and regular donors to allow for this. Of course, that means that we won't have as much spare cash flow for saving lives, direct rescue costs rather than focusing on the systematic change. So, yes, some of the funds that we are now using for this lady's wages were previously just being used on direct rescues, flight costs, vet work, all of that. So it does mean that we'll have to step up our fundraising efforts to continue taking on as many dogs as we can. But we decided that the sacrifice was worth it in terms of the change that we're going to make through this development officer. So that does mean that we will be needing probably more donations when we do get these big vet work bills and, everything like that. So if you would like to help us really create some massive change in communities by supporting our development officer, we would love to offer more hours to this lady. And if you would like to enable us to keep taking on as many rescues as we have been in the past, we would really love for you to consider signing up to become a recurring donor through our PayPal platform on our website for $5 a week or $5 a month. If you're not going to miss that money heading out of your bank account, we would really be so grateful for your support because it makes the world of difference to us. Every recurring donor that hits our inbox it's just such a exciting moment for us, because it means that we know that we're getting those $5 in every week or every month, and we can then plan what we're going to do with that money as it hits. So without recurring donors and business sponsors, we wouldn't have been able to put on a development officer. And yeah, I can't stress enough that even $5 a month as a recurring donor, it adds up so quickly. Like if we had 10 donors who donate $5 a month, that's an extra $50 a month. That's 2 or 3 hours of our development officer's time, or it's, an extra vet work consult every month. I just can't stress it enough. So if that is something that you would like to consider, it would be hugely appreciated by those of us behind the scenes at RAA, and it would make real change for us. So please do keep that in mind. If there's an amount that you have in your head that you wouldn't really miss heading out of your bank account each week or each month, we would be so grateful. Okay, we are nearly done. So have a few events coming up that I wanted to chat about. We have our Sky Park event on December the 7th. That's a Saturday. Partnering with Sky Park Cairns, or formerly known as AJ Hackett in Smithfield there. We've got a tropical Santa set up to have family photos and pet photos. So it's a dog-friendly event. It's even cat-friendly, llama-friendly, goat-friendly, whatever you would like to bring along, as long as they're going to be comfortable in that environment with lots of people and dogs on leads. Come and get your Santa photos. We have an event on our Facebook page, where you can pre-book your photo session, or walk-ins are very welcome. On that same event, we're having sausage sizzle, face painting. We'll be having the people who've signed up for our bungee challenge doing their free bungee jump if they raise over $200 for RAA. And it's not too late to sign up to that. If you think that you can raise $200 by next Saturday, please get in touch with us and you'll get a free bungee jump on the Saturday. There's so much. We've got stall holders. We have a free dog wash, puppy cuddles, an adoption event, all on that same day. So that's really exciting. Obviously, AJ Hackett is a licensed venue, so you can have beers and drinks on the deck while you watch all the bungee jumping chaos. There is a horizontal bungee for kids, which is going to be free. So really fun event. Bring your dogs, bring your kids. And yeah, it's going to be super fun. Also have a cupcake stall at Bunnings on December the 21st, and we'll have a few dogs there. So we will aim to advertise which dogs will be attending in the lead up to that event, so that if you are interested in one of those dogs, you can come along and meet them. Wanted to remind you about Tamsin's candles, which I have, and some amazing keychains and doggy cleanup bag holders by Kelly's Creations and Cards. You might have seen them on our Facebook page a week or two ago. The cutest little keychains and doggy cleanup bag holders and attached to your leads for just $12 and $10. So those are some really great stocking fillers. Head on over to our page, scroll back a week or two, and you'll see those ones. And last but not least, I'm really excited to announce that we will be launching our Simparica Trio, or like we're calling it, our pet preventative subscription. So you can get your Simparica Trio, which is tick flea worms, including heartworm, and Revolution Plus for cats. You can get those delivered to you at your house every month. So it's only $14 to $19 per month, depending on the cost, the weight of your animal, delivered straight to your house. It's going to be very simple. It's just going to be the Simparica Trio or Revolution Plus dose in a little envelope, which will have the product information on it, and then just in a standard DL envelope delivered to your door once a month. And when we launch it in the next week or two, you'll see that there'll be a link to the platform where you sign up as a subscription, and then it automatically does those direct debits every month. You can skip a month, you can pause a month, you can cancel your subscription on your own without having to email us. So yeah, really excited to launch that, just putting the finishing touches on it. But we know that a few of you have really been hanging out because we think it's a pretty cool offer. It should be a very competitive price compared to what you'll already be paying. And it's just super convenient, delivered to your door. So I think that's all I needed to chat about today, guys. Sorry for another solo episode, but yeah, some more exciting episodes to come in future, I promise. So thank you very much. And this has been Rescue Roundtable.